Wait, some of the heroes actually get worse as the game goes on? In this video I will show you why old heroes like Madeline and Garwood aren't stronger anymore and what to use instead. Those heroes was good before, but times change. New heroes come with the better skills. Players need to know who still works. And currently I'm opening what is in the gold chest. I think this is a great update from Call of Dragons. We're having generation 2 heroes right now. And believe it or not, but Goresh and Skogo is way more desired from Madeline and Garwood. As you can see, I didn't even point these heroes because they are not working anymore. Garwood are not working anymore. Small defense, big healing, but in the same time this healing is working against you because by healing yourself you get more severely wounded. Madeline was good with the shield and the counter attack that she's having. Oh my god, I better put Nika by the way. So yeah, Madeline was good with the shield that she was giving and increasing the troop capacity. But these days, if I actually open her, because this is a hero that back in the days I was so excited. I mean, just by looking the animation of the Madeline, just by clicking here, you're going to see how awesome this hero was looking. But still, only the shield was actually that is valuable for Madeline. But we have Dunfell with bigger shield. Obviously, he's going to have some power creep in Call of Dragons, but this thing was actually valuable. 15k troops capacity increasing, but not anymore in my opinion. Counter attack is valuable, but that's all. Madeline and Garwood right now, if you want to go for the gold chest, the heroes that I strongly suggest for you and heroes that are actually outdated in my opinion is Madeline, Garwood, Nika I can say is outdated, Nico. It strongly depends, of course, are you, for example, cavalry main, if you're mage main, and etc. So if you're cavalry main and I say some of the heroes that are cavalry are outdated, maybe it's good for you, but still, we're having a lot of outdated heroes in Call of Dragons. And obviously, we stop using them as main heroes and try new option with every new hero that is coming. Of course, if it's for your main troop. And obviously it's always better to move on. They are still usable but not top picks. Even though from this picture that's generation 1 and generation 2, we're having very useful heroes like Goresh, like Skogo, like Musiang. This is Bertrand Stocher is also very good. Obviously, if you're cavalry main, you want to count also of Theodore and Forundil. By the way, Bahorn is a little tricky hero, but I like him. When he's awakening, he's giving like 25% critical rate, and if you have Celestials, you're just going to do pretty decent damage, even as a mage. I plan to even maybe invest in the future a little more in the Bahorn, but still, you have Goresh here, you have Muxiang here. Obviously, if it's not awakened, so you didn't actually buy the pack, there is a chance you don't actually have this hero here, but those heroes is absolutely awesome for the end game players. So there is still top picks here, but at the end of the day, like 90% from the heroes here are not actually a top pick. And this actually brings me great feeling that maybe in the future we may see actually generation 3 heroes in the gold chest. We have a lot of discussions, we have a lot of suggestions, so many topics and suggestions over the gold keys, and finally actually Call of Dragons take our suggestion a little more seriously, and we're presented with so many heroes in the gold keys. But again, Madeline and Garwood, for example, Nika is also very outdated hero, almost nobody is using her. There is a heroes that you better not actually pick. Even from generation 2, there is a heroes that is not something crazy. So maybe not all of them, but 2 heroes can be a top pick, and I use Goresh as a commander of my legion. Now the mistake is keeping them on the field because you like them before or you already invest that much in them. that is just filling the hospital extremely fast. And I see this thing as a mistake that people trying to run multiple legion on the battlefield are still picking very, okay, not very useless heroes, but not heroes that actually going to provide decent value for them. And I can clearly say that, for example, Margaret Zeta just 5111 is way better from some of the marksmen here. I have Awakened, Syndrian and Frygar, and I can say Margaret is outperforming these two heroes with Zeta 5111. It may sound funny, it may sound strange, but this is the truth. This is what I actually experience. Or they're actually close to the same power, but again, it's like 5111. So we have to move on, and even though that for me is personally hurting this thing, that I cannot actually use Syndrian and Frygar. This is one of the heroes that I was. This is my first awakened heroes in Call of Dragons, and right now they are not that good. I cannot get good value from them on the battlefield. Medium range, I have mages. If I put some marksmen with medium range, it's extremely hard to coordinate mages and marksmen. Better I just go with 3 legions with marksmen and 5 legions with mages from this to mix this thing. So yeah, it just some of the heroes you put effort in them, but at one point they're just leave it behind, and it's a mistake to fill your hospital with heroes that was something crazy back in the days, but not anymore. Now the big choice is keep using Madeline and Garwood, since the video is more like for Madeline and Garwood, but it's applying for many other heroes. Do you want to keep them and keep using them, or just save your resources for the new heroes? And by resources, I mean when you go outside and do some fights, you know, you're going to fill your hospital. Should you actually go with 2 legions with very good heroes, or go with 4 legions with 2 very good legion heroes and 2 not that great outdated heroes? So in this situation, you're going to, you know, have more troops in the hospital. And my personal suggestion, this is a very tricky question because I'm huge supporter of this. Just go out with 5 legions and get as many merits as you can. If you don't have that much time, I totally understand that. But if you are for the marathon, for the long run, I think definitely 2 legions is going to serve you very well. And yeah, especially for the infantry, you just need a 1 legion. And right now, if you want to build infantry, get Goresh and get Skogo from the gold chest. I think even right now from the gold chest, my Goresh can actually get his skill leveled up. I still need 1 more skill. The build for the Goresh, for the people who don't know, is like 5551. This is the way. Or you can open the last one and just block it like I did here. But yeah, absolutely crazy hero. And if you're looking for infantry, don't go with Madeline with Garwood. Better go with Goresh Skogo, just 5111. Just going to get good value. You can still use actually Madeline a little if it's a very good build it till you actually build your Skogo, but Goresh is a must have hero in Call of Dragons. And obviously there's always going to be a crisis that if you invest too much in the old heroes, you're wasting tokens and speed ups on outdated heroes. And I'm guilty about this thing. I'm guilty investing in old outdated heroes, and this hero is actually Velen. Believe it or not, when I started playing Call of Dragons, I was thinking, okay, Velen, I cannot find this bad boy. Yeah, now Velen is from the gold keys. Maybe I'm going to have him awakened after 1 year. But yeah, after 2 years, majority, if not all of my, how to say, season 1 heroes are not awakened. So even at one point you want to invest, it have to be something extremely good. For example, right now, good pick from the heroes that's in the gold chest is going to be Goresh. I think Velen is also a good pick, but still, if you right now don't have that much resources, because I personally have, I'm WoW spender, a little above WoW spender, so I can actually afford getting daily deals every day and monthly package. So yeah, I invest actually too late in the Velen. I also invest little late in the Margaret, just because I was thinking the Call of Dragons is going to nerf Margaret. Margaret was, you know, people jump with one legion getting 400k merits with not awakened heroes. In same time you're doing 30-40k with your awakened heroes, and I was like, there is no chance the game actually not nerf Margaret. But with the time, the Margaret didn't get nerfed, so I was like, well, too many people actually invest in this hero. So if the game makes something on this hero, there's going to be huge clash. So I think right now is a safe moment to actually go and invest in Margaret. And I did it. I make her like 555. And there was one, I have to open it, but I still didn't actually open it. So there is a couple heroes that if you go back, there is you know, reasons to invest in them, but there are not many. They're like 2-3 heroes at best. I can also say Tei is a good hero. Yeah, for me in the season 1, this is the best hero in the season 1. No joke, Tei is the best hero in Call of Dragons in the season 1. So this is also a very good hero. If you're looking to go back and invest in some heroes to build your legions. But in majority of the cases, going back and spending your and investing too much in old heroes, wasting your tokens and speed ups for outdated heroes is just not the way. And I also invest in other heroes like Madeline. I think I already showed her. Where is Madeline? Yeah, it's like 5522. You're going to see that. At the same time, Theodore, that I don't like him that much, it's like 5 invested there. Actually, Forondir was the more investment. 544. So from there actually come my lesson in the investing in the new heroes and the old heroes, that if something is not working for you right now, it's completely pointless after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to actually invest in this hero. If at this point it's not working for you, the lesson for me is just focus the resources on newly infantry heroes, mage heroes, cavalry heroes, or marksman heroes. If depending strongly depends what main you are you marksman main, cavalry mage? Yeah, this is what actually matter in this whole situation. But yeah, save your resources for the new heroes. If they have strong AoE, perfect. If they have tank skill, perfect. But yeah, I actually did that with the completely new hero, Yu Ming. It's like 5452. This bad boy, if I actually decide to invest a little more, I can actually get him close to awakening. I have like 199. Not going to awake him, but I'm going to be very close to actually awake him, like maybe 1-2 skill points. But I saved this 199 for a hero that I didn't actually get. This is Grumara. It's a new hero, but I saved all of these gold heads. I actually saved them, and I didn't invest in any old hero just because I actually have these gold heads or gold tokens. And the result from this hero is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this bad boy. 53k merits, 37k severely wounded, 178 from the enemy side. You can see what I actually fight against. Here the majority is going to be we still have some mages here and there, but mostly it's going to be infantry because on the battlefield it's infantry. Here 69k merits, 38k in the hospital, 224k severely wounded from the enemy side. Here we're having more mages, marksman again, marksmans is having tough life, I'm not gonna lie. Lately they're having very hard life. And just by investing in this hero, in the new heroes in Call of Dragons, I actually fill my pockets with merits. From this to actually count on the heroes that maybe their time actually passed. Now that you know not to sink more into heroes like Madeline, Garwood, maybe Nico, maybe Nika, your marches is going to be fresh and stronger. So the resolution from all these things is don't focus on the past heroes. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit one like if you enjoyed the video so far, if you agree with some points that I present in the video. Also subscribe if you're new here, and if you want to support my work directly, my channel, you can become a member. And like this, you're going to directly support me. So far, I wish you great day, great week, great month, great year, even though that the year is at the end, and see you in the next video.